So I went on this date to the movies with this guy, and before we even got on a date, like he was acting really crazy. And normally I would just cancel the date, but since I was already dressed, it was Friday, I didn't have nothing to do. I was very bored. I was like, let me go on this date, and by the time the date is over, I'll just block him and never talk to him again. I know that's hard, but the dating scene right now is just like crazy. But so the movie that we wanted to see was sold out, so I was pissed. Um, and then so he was like, "Well, let's try to go to the drive-through." So as we were driving to the drive-through, we had it. He stopped by this bar, and he said he just needs to run in there really quick to go get something, and then he'll be back. So I was like, okay. So when he came back, he was like, let's just stay here for a minute, and then we'll go. So I said, okay. So when we got in the bar, um, I saw this girl that I know. Well, she spotted me, and she was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Girl, I don't even know. I don't know." So we started talking, and she just was like, "You know what? I really admire you. Before because I make posts online and I talk about God and Jesus, and I make music too." And she was like, I never like your posts, I never comment, but they encourage me so much. And she was like, "I really look up to you and I'm inspired." She said, because just the courage that it takes, because I used to make really music, and for me to like turn around and just change everything, she was like, it takes a lot of courage. But what she really doesn't know is that it doesn't take courage at all. Like when you really love God, and you're into Jesus, like you just like, it's a passion. Like you just want everybody to know. It's like having somebody in your life that you love and you just want to tell the world. And as we were talking, she started crying. Like, and basically I was being led to tell her some things, um, you know, just about God, about Jesus, and how she fits in to that plan. And she just started crying, and I was like, wow. I'm in a bar that turns into a club after a certain hour. There's a man dancing on the beam on my left, and there's a girl twerking on this man on my right. And like we're in the middle talking about God, like, and this girl starts crying. Like, Jesus will go into darkness to reach you wherever you are. And he just loves you so much. Like, it's crazy. And I was just like, what, God? I'm in the club. Like, just like amazed. Like, wow. God will meet you where you are, even surrounded by darkness. Like, he will meet you where you are to like just speak with you. Like, I know like some people are like, oh, how can the presence of God be in the club? And I can't really answer that, to be honest. But all I know is what happened, and that it did happen. You know what I mean? For someone to be in the club, surrounded by darkness like that, for her to cry. Like, how many of you know that it's only when you touch the issues of the heart, when the Holy Spirit leads you to speak to somebody about the issues of their heart, and they begin to cry, that's only God. That's only the Holy Spirit. And it taught me some things, like how far God will go. You know what I mean? Now, am I telling people to go to the club and minister to people? No, that's not what I'm telling you, because to be honest, I don't even know how I was there, how I got there. And when I say how I got there, I'm like, my plan was to go to the movies, and I end up at the club. Another thing too is God kills two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? Because I was led to tell her some things, just to speak to her, just to, give her a message. But at the same time, like, it helped me too, because sometimes when I post things, I'm just like, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? Is anybody even really listening? Is this helping anybody? And in a way, like, it assured me, and it kind of gave me that push, like, even if somebody doesn't respond or comment or or even like a post, that doesn't mean people aren't listening, and it doesn't mean that somebody's not being touched. Even if it's just one person, like, it's totally worth it, because one person is a nation. You know what I mean? One person carries a nation, and I'm not gonna go into that, but one person carries a nation. So definitely, God just was speaking to me too, like, you're not doing this for nothing. Everything is for a reason. Everything is for a purpose. And it showed me too that God works outside of the church as well. He goes into darkness to reach people. And God is not confined to four walls. You know what I mean? And that church is great, but we also are the church.